Alright. So when I first started dabbling with silversmithing, and keep in mind I'm not an expert, but there was a couple terms that kind of made me scratch my head and say, "What? I know what's going on here." So one of the terms was pickling. I didn't have a clue about what that one was, but the other one was annealing. And I kind of figured, I'm like, okay, well, you heat a piece of metal up and then it's easier to work with, but I still didn't really know what that was about. And uh, so now that I've kind of figured it out, I'm gonna show you how to do it and what it is. So we'll cover pickling soon because that one's a little more confusing, but annealing is what I'm going to cover now. And uh, I'll show you at least what I know about it. Uh, so let's say that we got a piece of metal here. This one is sterling silver. And yeah, it's kind of flexible, but basically what we want to do is we want to heat this piece of metal up and make it so that we can work with it. And once you've been working with a piece of metal for a while, it becomes stiff and hard to work with. So the annealing process makes it a heck of a lot easier to work with. And all we need is our piece of metal and then some sort of quenching bowl. And this one here is just filled with tap water. And we need a way to hold it without burning ourselves and a way to set it on fire. I'm going to use MAP gas. You can use propane, but depending on the size of the piece of metal you're working with, propane is a little more difficult to work with just because it takes longer to heat it up, and sometimes you can't heat up the whole piece at once. What we want to do is heat it up to maybe a cherry red. You don't want to get it too hot. With sterling or any sort of stable alloy, it's a lot easier because you don't have to worry about burning off a plating or ruining in it. But ideally, you just want it like a dark red, and just where it barely starts to glow. So let's heat this sucker up, and soon as you heat it up, you're just going to quench it in the water, and that's all it is. You gotta get your torch going. Yeah, that's why I use MAP gas right there. So all it is right here is you just heat it up, get a dark cherry red, and quench it in water. And that's it. And then it'll be really super easy to work with. Yeah, about that color right there. That's what we want. Try and get it across the whole thing. Maybe I could turn the light off, see if we can make this sucker glow. Show you the real color. Yeah, right there. Yeah, look at that. Oh, that's awesome. That's the color you want right there. Quench it, and there you go. Let's dry this off and see how much easier it is to work with. Awesome. So you might notice it kind of changed color a little bit. And that's where the pickling comes into play, but we aren't going to get there yet. I'll show you that here soon. Oh, yeah, yeah, okay, that's a lot easier to work with. So I was going to take this and turn it into a spoon ring. So I got a mandrel here, and I'm just going to pick a spot there. And oh no, that's really tough. Oh my gosh, that's so tough, you guys. Oh my gosh. Here's your spoon ring. Yeah, so that's what annealing does right there. Is that made it so easy to turn the entire spoon, and then I can just take a pair of snips and go snip, clean up the end, and pickle it and polish it up, and there's your annealing process. So just for fun, I think we should try it with maybe a plated piece. This one's solid sterling, which is 92.5% silver. So it's always really easy to work with that. Yeah, I could bend that down a little bit. But maybe I should show you what happens if you get a plated piece too hot. I don't know. I just want to burn stuff. I got more map gas. Come on. So I just took a pair of snips and pink, cut that off. I like to keep the spoon on there. It gives you a little more leverage when you're turning it into a ring or whatever you're doing. And then I can just take this end here. I mean, that's still really pliable. And take my rotary tool and finish off this edge right there. And then push it back down and turn it into halfway decent ring. And might have to anneal it again, but that's fine because you'll see how easy that is. So let's take another one. This one here is silver plated, and it says on it Associated Silver Company. So usually when they say like Silver Company, International Silver Coast, crap like that, it's kind of deceptive. It's almost always plated. I mean, you never get good stuff with this. So I'm going to show you what happens if you heat it up too much, and that'll be fine. All right, let's burn this sucker. Yeah. Oh my gosh, you guys. Yeah. I'm gonna heat it up bright red. Well, maybe we should anneal it first and then torch it. I don't know. I'm so surprised I haven't burnt my camera yet. Yeah, let's try and anneal it. You see it kind of change color there. But pretty soon that silver plating's going to come off. This one's plated. Oh, there's the red. It's going. It's going. It's going. Okay, let's dry it off. And just make a whole mess. Oh my gosh, you guys. Uh, huh. Well, there's your problem. So that worked really good. Almost took the silver plating off of it. And actually right there I did. But let me show you what happens when you heat it up too much. And this is just silver plated stuff. If you're working with real silver, you don't have to worry about this as much. But on the plated stuff, you can still make nice silver rings. You just got to be really careful about the heat you get. And in that case, you might want to use propane because it's not going to get it nearly as hot as fast. Yeah, you can see it start to bubble right there. So let's torch this guy. Oh my gosh, we're going towards it. Yeah, fire, fire. Oh. Fire, fire, fire. Now I'm going to show you what not to do. At least on the plated stuff. Why you gotta kind of watch the color. If you watch the color and you dip it, I mean, even if you dip it early, you'll be fine. But don't do that right there. Turn the light out. Yeah, I'm just taking that silver plating off right there. That's gonna be awesome. Maybe I should melt the spoon. What do you think? That'd be cool. I bet I could. Mac, yeah. Evaporate in the water. Oh yeah, look at that go. Oh, that's awesome. Bye-bye, silver plating. We will miss you. Yeah, see that color right there? Yeah, you don't want to get it that hot. Turn off the light. That's too hot right there. That's a fail. See if we can keep failing. There you go. Yeah. Too hot. Too. Well, let's look at the damage. Down here. Down here. I don't know if you can see. You can actually see part of the plating in the water. Yeah, right there. Right there. See all that? Yeah, that means we got it too hot, which is kind of what I was shooting for, because, oh my gosh, that's so much fun. But, I mean, that's just screwed. We could have turned this one into a ring, but look, there's no silver plating left on it. And And once again, that's not quite the problem if you got real sterling silver. But on the plated pieces, yeah, that's kind of a big problem. I could just feel the dinosaur scales on here. That sucker is just roached. So hopefully that kind of shows you the temperatures that you need and just kind of get it a dark red. Uh, don't go too far, don't go overboard with it, and that'll get you to anneal some metal and make it really super easy to work with. I mean, you saw how long it took me to make this ring here, and you got a nice silver ring. Or you got this guy, I don't know which one you want. But the funny thing is, I mean, that still anneals it. If all you're going for is annealing metal, well, there you go. Because, I mean, I could take this and I could, yeah, turn it in a circle there. And almost tie it in a knot. But it's just freaking fugly. It's so fugly. It feels like dinosaur scales because half of the plating is in the water. Right there. And now I made a mess. So there you go. There's how to anneal metal and how not to anneal metal. Take your pick. And thanks for watching.